The Balance returned for a new season of meaningful conversation, taking a close look at the development arena. Fresh angle of introducing 3 new segments. Join the 4th segment, Chat On, and whenever the chat is on, please grab the opportunity. Join our 2nd segment, Breaking the Glass. Finding out great people that have achieved great things, and we will find out how they break the glass. Of course, our final segment, Walk the Talk. Let's put the talk to actions. That's what it means, where we will find out so many special things that have been put on social medias, that have been put into talks, but we will find out exactly where the works face. Walk the talk. The Balance Show is back again with exciting interface only on GRTS TV. Good evening, viewers. Once again, welcome to The Balance. And of course, on this special segment, Chat On. But whenever the chat is on, please grab the opportunity. And today we have a wonderful guest all the way from the Ecowas Brown Card Bureau. Now, of course, his name is Mr. Winfred Kwasi Dozek. Welcome.
Thank you.
The Secretary General of the Council of Bureau, Ecowas Brown Card Insurance Scheme. It's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, my brother.
And of course, viewers, wherever you are, once again, let me remind you, whenever the chat is on, please grab the opportunity. It's a pleasure having you on the show once again. And let me just start by saying, who is Mr. Kwasi?
Thank you. Yeah, I think you rightly said so. But before I answer your question, let me use this opportunity to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, for his continuous and immense support to the ECOWAS as an institution, and then to the ECOWAS Brown Card itself. You could remember the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme held its 36th Annual General Assembly here in the beautiful smiling coast of Africa, the Gambia, and it was a wonderful occasion where important resolutions were taken to move the scheme forward. And His Excellency was there to support us, highly represented by his ministers. And so me appearing on the national television of the Gambia, I will use this opportunity to extend my gratitude to him and hope for his continuous support for the scheme and for the people of the community. Again, to thank your wonderful viewers all over the country and beyond for their support and for tuning in at this very moment. So come to your question, who is Winfred Kwesi Doji? I think you've said it in your introduction. Mr. Doji is the Permanent Secretary General of the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme, which is headquarters in Lomé, Republic of Togo. So in that capacity, he coordinates and control and monitor the activities of the scheme in the other member states of ECOWAS. I think I will just end there with that introduction.
Thank you very much. That is a wonderful introduction. But importantly, the ECOWAS Brown Card, which generally people will say the CEDAW. And then normally there was a time that when you're traveling to another ECOWAS countries, it used to be very difficult. Why such an initiative among the member states?
Yes, if history will remind us, hitherto traveling among the member states has been a hectic and burdensome adventure. You remember that ECOWAS itself, the main purpose, the main objective is for the integration of the sub-region. Integration in what sense? Economic integration, political integration, social integration, and of course security comes into play. We are one people. If you travel from Senegal to Nigeria to Mali, to Gambia, you realize that these are the same set of people, but for history, for our colonialism, we have been, divided into nations, and states, and what have you. Fine, but that doesn't take away our origin as true citizens of this sub-region. And sitting where I am sitting, traveling across this member state, you realize that these are the same set of people with the same objective. And so any attempt to divide them, has to bring back this union of Ecowas that we are talking about today. And if the drive is to unite, is to be together as a one people, then you also agree with me that the objective is for the people to travel among themselves, to trade among themselves, to share ideas among themselves, to share experience among themselves, so that what is happening in Nigeria can be replicated in the Gambia, what is happening in Ghana can be replicated in Senegal, for the overall development of the sub-region. And the vehicle that supports that movement is the Ecowas Brown Card Insurance Scheme. Wow. And so you realize that in the past have been very difficult, because if you are in your vehicle and you want to travel, for instance, from Senegal to the Gambia, your insurance that you take in Senegal does not cover you in the Gambia. So you have to do your own personal arrangement, maybe with another insurance company in the Gambia. You call them, you give them your detail, your schedule of travel, so that in the Gambia, if that insurance company will agree to provide you with cover, then you will be allowed to travel. You can imagine how cumbersome that will be to a trader, to an individual who want to visit family, who want to come and do business in the Gambia. And so because of all those difficulties, the communities, the head of state has come together and put up this beautiful scheme, so that in your own comfort home environment, you take up a policy. That policy enable you to travel across the region.
Beautiful.
Without any stress.
Wonderful. Now, when they said African integration is very important, and scheme of such is definitely part of integrating West Africa. And then let me even come to the part when you said the vehicle travel. But before coming to that, it's very important for us to understand, because sometimes we think these are individual people that just come together to form this scheme. But can you take us through, actually, as we learned from the research we made, it was head of states that made this discussion to make sure that such a bureau is established. Can you take us through the roles of the head of state when it comes to the Ecowas?
Exactly. That is a very important question that you've asked. Normally, the perception is that this is being created out of the wishes and schemes of some individual. No. Where I sit in a diplomatic capacity backed by the states. This protocol, or the brown card, was signed by the protocol, which was signed and ratified by the 14 member states of the ECOWAS community. Okay. It was signed precisely in 1982 in Cotonou, Republic of Benin.
Wow.
Good. All the head of states at the meeting signed that protocol. This is to tell you that it is not the idea of one individual. It is a child or a baby of the community heads of state. Now, you ask yourself once again, why should that come into play? As I explained earlier, hitherto, traveling across the member state was a difficult task. So the head of state haven't realized that this is a difficult situation. And very important, the people cannot stay within their confined environment. They need to move. They have come together to put up this protocol in place. And then all of them gracefully accepted it and adopted it. So that is the birth of the ECOWAS brown card. Wow. So it is one of, if I should call it, the important tool or agency or arm of the ECOWAS Commission.
great, because you had our head of states all the time talking about the integration. So it's important for them to come up with such an idea and a scheme that support their people.
Yes.
And then exactly that's what the brown card has been doing.
Exactly.
So for those who travel with their car to other nations, and sometimes you ask yourself whether my own insurance covered me to another country, they will tell you no, but the brown card definitely covers you. Exactly. Now, let me come to the challenges some of the people are facing, because in West Africa, some will even say that it is difficult to even travel to West Africa than to travel to Europe. Some will even say this kind of thing. They will say they will face so many kind of harassment, even though they are in possession of the card. Now, as an SG, do you come up with such a report to show some of these challenges?
Yes.
Yes.
I think the question you are asking boils down to the practicality of the brown card. You see, when a person or a vehicle owner take or is made to take the insurance policy called the brown card, who are the beneficiaries? The beneficiaries are the community citizen.
Exactly.
It is not only the driver that is taking or that is driving the car that policy benefits. It benefits those within the car, those outside the car, which is outside the jurisdiction where he's traveling to, and the properties that you can count off. Government properties, private properties, house, building, everything. That he is driving that car might cause a damage, and so it becomes a third-party liability risk that he is bearing. Fine. So that is the practicality of it. So it is not for the driver alone or the car owner alone, but it is for all of us who benefit from that scheme. Along our discussion, we will demonstrate it further, how that benefit will come. Now, come back to why the hurdle, or the French will call it tracasserie, the difficulty of people traveling and then they have such difficulties. In every jurisdictions, and that is one of the challenge of the brown card. Brown card works with various jurisdictions. We have the francophone jurisdiction, we have the anglophone jurisdiction. Every jurisdiction will tell you this is what you need to put in place before you come to our country. Brown card, of course, is one of the common denominator. Fine. Apart from that, you need a valid driving license. Apart from that, your vehicle should be road-worthy. That we can all, by all logic, judge that this vehicle cannot cause damage to its occupant and to the occupant, to other occupant. And you, the driver, must have a sound moral, capacity to drive at that time. I believe if you feel all this position, and of course with your biometric card, which Ecowas has come up with, identity card or a valid passport, if you have all this in place, there shouldn't be any challenge at the border.
Brilliant, and that will take us to our first break. But before the break, I want to take this opportunity to thank the National Bureau Ecowas Brand Card Insurance Scheme, both the Gambia and the entire 14 nations that signed to these treaties. Ecowas Brand Card Day that just passed on this last Saturday.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The day was 29th May.
Exactly.
And then today is 39 years.
Exactly 39 years old.
Older than me. So let's take this short music break and enjoy that. And when we come back, we'll just continue from where we stopped. All right, welcome back. Wonderful, fantastic. Well, the music definitely celebrates us as an Ecowas brand card, which just happened 29th of May. Every year, 29th of May, the day is celebrated, and it's 39 years old. What is the theme for this year? Because every year, as you're celebrating the Ecowas brand card, is going forward. And this year, we even have realized or find out in our research that the Ecowas brand card has been automated.
Yes.
And not like then when you wanted it, you have to go for it. But now it is already within the insurance that you purchase from your insurance company.
Yes.
That means it's definitely part of it.
Yes.
Take us through.
I think you've done a lot of research and you know Ecowas brand card more than me sitting down here.
That's what we do. That's the balance. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, insurance, some classes of insurance are regarded as very important and very key because of the problem they come to solve in our lives. One of such insurance is a motor insurance, because when you buy your vehicle, you are a potential risk to the society, because nobody wishes to involve in an accident, but we know that these are inevitable facts of life. And so when the accident happens, there is a lot of life, loss of property, and loss to the benefit or the dependence of the family. Sometimes when life is lost, you realize that is the breadwinner. And so those that he has left behind, wives, children, cousins, may end up suffering because of that loss of life. You see, an accident happened and it is a government property that is being damaged. Could be electrical pole, could be anything that you can think of. The question you ask yourself is, such a person driving that car at that moment, can he pay for the cost of life? If you compute all these costs that are related to the accident that happens every day on our roads, can it be borne by one person? Obviously, it's no. There must be a social scheme, an insurance scheme. And for that matter, every government tries to make it compulsory for the motor insurance.
And that is why it is automated.
And that is why it is
But
automated.
I wanted to ask you a very important question based on that.
Yes.
Like in the notions of our country or even our local state, like for example, the level of awareness sometimes is very, very difficult in terms of people understanding when it comes to indemnifying or the lost.
Yes.
Now, some people will believe this, that when I have the Ecowas brand card, as far as I hit somebody's car, they need to indemnify my car and their car. Now, this has bring a notion so much that people will even say, what is the benefit of this insurance? And then I wanted to ask, on top of that, some people will say, as far as I stay in my country, why do I need to go for the Ecowas brand card? I don't go out. So I want you to relate this to. These are all level that people don't understand. So it's important at their level for them to understand. So I want you to come into that point.
Exactly. So what is the benefit? The compulsory nature or the automation, this is what is brought about. Hitherto, if you want to travel to the Gambia, you will buy the brown card, maybe within 3 months. Very expensive. That's the short period I can give you. Very expensive. Today, it's almost free because the price is already imputed in the cost of the motor insurance that you buy, and then it is spread across everybody.
Wow.
So if it used to be 3 people before, now you can think of the large number. And insurance, the large number effect makes that it lowers the price. And previously, if it used to be 3 months that you need to take it, now you buy your insurance policy, it's included inside, and it is for the whole year. So talking of the benefit of the automation, that is one of them. Lower price, longer cover within a year. Now, you ask yourself, what is the benefit? Another benefit that I may get from it. Of course, you are covered as you drive through and through. Come to the major question that you have asked, that you don't travel out of the Gambia.
Exactly.
Why do you need the brown card? I have laid down the foundation that now the price you pay for it is meaningless because it is being spread throughout. So that is one advantage. You are in the Gambia. You have not traveled out of the Gambia. But there are vehicles from Guinea-Bissau. There are vehicles from Senegal.
Conakry.
There are vehicles of Conakry who are here. Chances are, or facts are, accidents involved vehicles of the Gambia within the Gambia with these vehicles that have come from or outside the Gambia. And when it happens like that, the people that are involved, sometimes they might not be only Gambian nationalities, but they are nationals of Senegal, nationals of Guinea-Conakry, nationals of Bissau, because we are saying integration, free movement of people, goods, and services across the member states. So they are free to move, come to do their business. You are free as well to move, go and do your business. And so you see that you can be in the Gambia. You might not travel to Senegal, but the risk that you are exposed to is beyond the Gambia. by virtue of the fact that the borders are open for everybody to come. So you can have an accident here involving vehicles or citizens from other member states. So that risk now does not become only the Gambia risk, it has become community risk or the Ecowas risk.
And you're part of it.
And that is it.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Brilliant. Now, fantastic. I know we just come to the end part of the show where before we go, it's very important for us to say it. What are we going to benefit? Because this show, this particular show or particular segment is called Chat On. And most of the people that are watching it are always waiting for what is there for us.
Yes.
Now, let me leave you with your last statement. Let us see exactly what is there for the people of Ecowas.
Very good. Before I go even there, let me give you a practical example, which I've just come to meet. There was this vehicle insured in Gambia, traveled to Senegal, and got involved in an accident with a Senegalese car. Unfortunately, the other car, 4 of the members lost their life. 3 seriously injured. Estimates of the cost is in millions of CFA francs. Who pays for that?
Good question.
Mind you, these people have lost their life. They have families, wife, children of school-going age. What happened to them? The answer is the brown card. That must take care.
Could it just be a loss? No, because the brown card is there to definitely protect and indemnify.
So, come to your question. My final word is that the brown card is there to put a smile back to the faces of the community and to bring hope and comfort. Doing so, promoting development and trade within the member states.
Brilliant. Now, let me tell you what the brown card also do. To that extent, if your car hit another car from another country, whilst you are in your own country, the brown card still come to play.
Exactly.
Let me also tell you, if you also travel with your car to another country and you hit somebody or they hit you, the brown card comes to play.
Thank you.
So the brown card do not only serve as just a tool, but also serve to integrate
Thank you.
West Africa
Thank
in
you.
terms of movement,
Thank you.
in terms of trade, in terms of even family. Because that's what it's all about.
Thank you.
On that note, that is the benefit today. Grab it and do not lose it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, SG.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you on the show. And this is the balance show on the Chat On. Always keep grabbing the opportunity. It's a pleasure. The Balance returned for a new season of meaningful conversation. Taking a close look at the development arena. Fresh angle of introducing 3 new segments. Join the 4th segment, Chat On. And whenever the chat is on, please grab the opportunity. Join our 2nd segment, Breaking the Glass. Finding out great people that have achieved great things. And we will find out how they break the glass. Of course, our final segment, Walk the Talk. Let's put the talk to actions. That's what it means. Where we will find out so many special things that have been put on social medias, that have been put into talks, but we will find out exactly where the works face. Walk the talk. The Balance Show is back again with exciting interface only on GRTS TV.